Olympians, the blood of Olympus. Prologue. The air over Mount Othrys was thick with the scent of ozone and spilled ichor, the golden blood of the immortals. This was no skirmish, it was the birth pangs of a new cosmos, a war that had raged longer than the memory of mortals. Kronos, the Titan king, lay broken, his magnificent form pinned beneath the heel of his youngest son, Zeus. The sky, a perpetual canopy of storm clouds and fire, for a decade seemed to hold its breath. Zeus stood, a silhouette against the impossible light of his own lightning bolt, the Keraunos. He was magnificent in his rage, a whirlwind of muscle and divine fire, his beard coiling like thunderheads. Before him, the Titan who had swallowed 5 of his children, who had murdered his own father Ouranos, was finally brought to heel. "Father!" Zeus's voice cracked like a glacier. "The age of fear ends now." The king of the Titans spat a plume of golden blood. "You are a fool, boy. You stand on a pedestal built of my own sacrifice. You believe you can forge a world from love, from justice. You will discover that the throne is a curse, Zeus. The only language the cosmos understands is power." Zeus did not reply with words. He replied with the force that unmade worlds. The final bolt struck Kronos, a deafening shriek of energy that shook the very foundations of reality. The king of the Titans dissolved not into dust, but into the raw, churning chaos of Tartarus, an abyss deeper than dreams. Silence fell, a heavy, echoing silence. Zeus lowered the Keraunos. He looked across the devastated peak, past his freed siblings, Hades, Poseidon, Hera, Demeter, and Hestia, and saw the true cost of their victory. The war was over, but the work had just begun. He looked at his brother, Hades, whose eyes, even in the faint light, held the infinite black of the underworld. He looked at his brother Poseidon, whose trident was dripping with brine and ichor, his face a mask of fierce, untamed power. The Titans were banished. Now the 6 rulers of the cosmos stood alone, gazing at the empty throne and the shattered ruins of Othrys. The throne needed a new seat. The world needed a new order. And Zeus, the liberator, felt a tremor of the chilling truth spoken by his vanquished father. Power demands a king, and a king demands vigilance. This was the beginning, not the end. The battle for the cosmos had been won. The battle for the soul of Olympus was about to begin. Part 1. The Ascent of Olympus. Chapter 1. The Scars of Victory. The new home of the gods was a testament to their ambition and their trauma. Mount Olympus, once a secluded, pristine peak, was now crowned by a citadel of polished white marble and gold, seemingly levitating among the clouds. Hephaestus, the son of Hera, though only a fraction of his future self, had been instrumental, shaping the stone with heat and hammer, a monument to the Olympians' break from the raw, untamed chaos of the Titan Age. Inside the sprawling palace, the immediate aftermath of the Titanomachy was a whirlwind of creation and deep-seated rivalry. The 6 siblings, the Dodecathon was yet to be fully formed, met in the nascent Great Hall, a room so large its ceiling was merely the shifting sky. Zeus sat on the central throne, not out of decree, but simply because he had led the armies. He had the right of the conqueror. He was tall, his presence a palpable force of electric energy, but the years of war had etched lines of worry around his striking eyes. "The partitioning is necessary," Zeus declared, his voice firm, echoing slightly. "We have banished the Titan threat. Now we must define our dominion. The Titans ruled by blanket, shared power. We shall rule by specialization, by focus." Hades, eldest of the brothers, sat furthest from the center, his chosen throne a dark obsidian carved with scenes of eternal sleep. He was a creature of shadow and stillness, his silence often more commanding than any shout. His gaze, however, was fixed not on Zeus, but on the earth. "I will take the underworld," Hades said, his voice a low, resonant rumble devoid of emotion. "The souls of the dead require a shepherd, and the chasm of Tartarus must be eternally guarded. I will keep the horrors of the past contained." A heavy sigh escaped Demeter, the goddess of the grain and fertility. She looked at her brother with profound sorrow. "Hades, you doom yourself to perpetual darkness. We are to rule the world, not its shadow." "The dead outnumber the living, sister," Hades replied, a subtle, cold truth. "My kingdom is the largest. I accept the burden." Poseidon shifted restlessly on his throne of sea-green marble. He was a volatile contrast to Hades, all bluster and raw, untamed power. He stood up, his massive frame radiating the power of the deep. "The sea is mine," Poseidon bellowed, not asking, but proclaiming. "The earth's foundation, the churning depths, they are the most primal power remaining. No mountain can stand against a tidal wave. I will control the earthquakes and the oceans." Zeus nodded, a flicker of understanding and perhaps a touch of relief in his eyes. The oceans were vast, difficult to manage, and kept Poseidon's immense, unpredictable power geographically defined. "And I," Zeus announced, rising slightly to assert his ultimate authority, "will take the sky, the heavens, the clouds, the weather, the seat of ultimate observation. I am the king of the gods, and my domain shall be the one that encompasses all others." A single sharp laugh cut through the tense atmosphere. It came from Hera. Hera, the third sister, was stunning, her beauty regal and intimidating, yet her eyes were cold, calculating. She was dressed in robes of deep purple and gold, a reflection of the royal status she innately commanded. "You divide the physical world amongst the men," Hera stated, not asking. "The earth, the sea, the sky, the darkness. Where does that leave Hestia, Demeter, and myself?" Hestia sat. Hestia, the eldest of the siblings, sat quietly near the hearth, a simple, ever-burning fire pit that Zeus had insisted remains central to the hall. She offered a soft, calming smile. "I choose the hearth," Hestia said, her voice gentle but clear. "The flame that binds the house, the altar, the center of every city. I will be the guardian of the household, of peace, and of the sacred oath." Her choice, a rejection of physical dominion for spiritual centrality, diffused the immediate tension. It was a humble yet profound claim. "Demeter," Zeus prompted, "the harvest is yours by right, the sustenance of the mortals." Demeter sighed again, accepting her fate with a mixture of duty and disappointment. "I will govern the fertility of the earth. The rhythm of the seasons will be my law." All eyes turned to Hera. She was the one power left to define, and she was already the strongest female force. She stood, drawing herself up to her full height. Her declaration was not a claim of land, but of influence. "I am the goddess of Olympus, and I claim the institution you have just defined. I will be the goddess of marriage, of women, and of the covenant. If you, Zeus, are to rule the heavens, then I shall rule the political and domestic fabric of your reign. No allegiance, no family, no royal bond shall be forged without my blessing. I will be the queen." It was a bold, shrewd move. She was claiming the most complex, binding, and essential social structure. Zeus, realizing the political necessity of her power to legitimize his own authority through divine marriage, had no choice but to accept. "You are queen," he confirmed, his expression a mix of admiration and apprehension. He knew, intimately, the power of a jealous, politically savvy spouse. The 6 great thrones were now defined. The foundations of the world's new order were set. Yet as the gods left the hall, Poseidon stumping off to his burgeoning underwater palace, Hades sinking back into the shadows, Hera lingered. She approached Zeus. "One detail remains, husband," she said, her voice dropping to a cool, conspiratorial whisper. "The children we had before the war, the ones we had
hidden amongst mortals?" Zeus's jaw tightened. They were the embarrassing, necessary alliances of a desperate rebellion. Hera's Keranos forger Hephaestus, and Zeus's own brood, the swift messenger Hermes, and the glorious god of war, Ares, among others. "They will be brought here," Zeus declared, his voice now thunderous with conviction. "The world is safe enough now. They will take their place. For this new reign to be eternal, it cannot be 6, it must be 12, a complete circle, a pantheon." Hera smiled, a cold, predatory smile that did not touch her eyes. "Let the children come, and let the games begin."